Hello, welcome to Lemon Studios, where we talk anything and everything entertainment. I'm, of course, Lemon himself, Zeke Lemon, and this is my review for the Andor Season 2 premiere. But before we get into that, let's get the house clean out the way, shall we? Leave a like, comment below, let me know your thoughts on Andor, and of course, hit that subscribe button as it helps me grow into my YouTube career. I would greatly appreciate it. Now, all that out the way, let's get into the review, shall we? So, yes, another random location. For those of you who do not know, my apartment flooded, so therefore you do not get the normal blankets. You just get this giant blanket because I am in my old room at my dad's, and it's the only place where I can really record right now. But you know, the hustle never stops, so here we are with the Andor Season 2 review. Was really looking forward to this one, but then I heard about the structure of how the episodes were coming out. I was like, is Disney not that confident within this show? And then you see the reviews coming out of it, and you're going, wow, they think this is one of the best shows ever, and it should be because season 1 was so good, because a lot of the discussion is that this is the good one, along with, you know, Mandalorian season 2, is that Andor was the next best thing. And, you know, it was much more adult, it was much more grounded, it was really showed, it's so Star Wars, but yet it's not Star Wars, and this season really shows that as well. And overall, I am still not a fan of 3 episodes dropping at once. And especially with the lengths that they are. Like if they were 35 minutes each, then maybe I can swallow it a little bit better. But each one being relatively 45 minutes to an hour, that is a track meet that you are running when you do these 3. But I will say, at least with this block, with the first 3 episodes, it was very, very necessary, because the first 2 seasons, I wasn't fully seeing it. I liked everything that was happening around Andor, but everything that was happening with Cassian, what he was doing with these, you know, these lost boys, if you will. And I'm not really sure what was the purpose of these guys as well, because don't get me wrong, they were entertaining. I was entertained by some of the lines that they did. I cracked up a couple times while they were talking. A lot of lightheartedness within those first 2 episodes. And the only thing that I could think of what we were drawing them from is to show how much important structure is. Because in episode 1, you know, we're cutting back between them and the Empire. And, you know, the Empire has structure. You know, there's the leader. Everyone knows who the leader is. There's following and listen. There's actual dialogue and there's actual conversation. While, you know, with Andor, with his division of the rebellion, well, not his division, but the division of the rebellion that he is with, which goes back to the conversations that he'll be having on season 1, goes, oh, you're part of the rebellion? Well, which rebellion? Who do you report to? Who's your boss? Blah, blah, blah. And how much important it was to have a united front, and how much a character like a Princess Leia is very, very key into how we do beat the Empire later on. But I do feel like, again, even though, you know, it was really in your face about it, like how much we need a structure, because, you know, how much they were arguing with each other, like, I don't report to you, I don't follow you, I don't trust you, or what have you. I feel like we already talked about that in season 1. So in a lot of ways, it just really felt like, well, what we want to tell in the first 3 episodes, because, you know, it's been a year later, we don't really care. Well, not care, that's a bad word, but we don't really need Cassian right now, but he needs to be doing something. So this is the best that they came up with, because even in episode 3, he's hardly in it. He's only there when, you know, he's discussing about, hey, I don't know how to run this TIE fighter, which I loved in the beginning, by the way, where he was struggling to get out of the base in order to fly the actual thing, and how hard it was to actually fly it. Really like that subtle detail. Like how much they're showing the scope, how big these things are, and how you're getting real good POVs of all of these, you know, machinery and where everyone's at, and how you can really get their perspective from everything. Really, really like that part of it. But yeah, in episode 3, he's only talked about that, and then, you know, he goes and saves the day and blows up everything before they escape. But, you know, I just really felt like we could have done more with him. Now, I assume the next block he will have a lot more to do, now that he is with the people that I've been wanting him to interact with ever since the ending of season 1. I like what they were going through as well, being on this farm. It was a good, you know, subtext about immigration for sure, and I'm pretty sure that'd be a constant through line throughout the whole entire season as well. Not a huge fan that our girl continues to get just abused. I do kind of admire that Star Wars took a chance to really talk about, you know, sexual assault and especially what she was about to go through. I mean, I was like this throughout episode 3 and even towards the end of episode 2 too. I was like, oh man, you are not a good guy. You are not good. It's not just because you're an Empire. I know what your intentions are with this woman. Please stop. Please leave. Please go away. And of course, then we get back to when we get to episode 3 and she goes, he is trying to, and I'm not going to say the word because, you know, YouTube is very, very sensitive about that. Again, I admire it, but I just wish, not that it was someone else. I just don't want her to keep getting tormented and going through all this trauma. My girl just needs a break. Please just give her a break. But yeah, everything we did with that, how, you know, our one guy used them and then basically turned them in right as they were about to leave. Oh, you're not going to stay with me? Then I'm just going to try to get as much credits as possible and I'm just going to turn you in. Like that part of it. I liked everything we did with Mon Mothra, you know, with this whole wedding, really letting the wedding live out. Liked all these tracking shots that we did throughout the whole entire show, especially with her as well, to show how, you know, she's trying to keep composure, but yes, it's still being part of that rebellion. And it's also to really show, you know, how much she sacrificed for this cause, because she does lose it all, if I do remember correctly. Like, she abandons it. She leaves her whole entire personal life behind, and, you know, this is such a personal thing that she is going through. I'm not really sure how I feel about, you know, us ending the first act on her with her just dancing, especially with that smash cut where it just goes black when the music is so loud. That was really, really interesting to me. But really liked everything we did with her. I like everything we did with the Empire. Our couple that we loved to ship in season 1, our guy that had the mom. It's going to take me a minute to refresh all the names on it. And our girl who was leading the charge for being our main antagonist in season 1. They're a couple. I was really happy to see that. And the conversation with the mother, that was really cool what she did. I was like, what a woman. We can all aspire to have a girl who will stand up to our own mother. Maybe. I don't know. But, you know, if I ever felt like one of my parents was disrespecting me like that, I wouldn't mind my partner to stand up for me like that. I don't think either of my parents would do that. But if that was to happen, I wouldn't mind it. I'll be like, so do you want a kid? Because I'll give you a kid if I was to ever be in that kind of situation. So that was pretty cool to see as well. But yeah, everything that was happening around Cassian, I very much enjoyed and I was having a good time with. It's just when we cut to Cassian, especially when he was with those Lost Boys, it just felt like it was a completely different show for the most part. And again, I just don't know what was the purpose behind them. And the only thing I can think of is that they would show how important structure is for the rebellion and how much they all have a certain cause and that there is an actual certain leader. But again, I feel like we already tackled that in season 1. So besides that, I had a good time. And I do think the hype is very, very warranted. Cannot wait for the next set of blocks to go through it. Hopefully I'm able to watch all 3. I was really tired during this premiere. I was only able to watch the first 2, but again, the first 2 kind of bummed me out a little bit just with what Cassian was going through. And then episode 3, I was like, man, I wish I would have just pushed through and pushed play on this because it does wrap them as a whole pretty well. I still wish we could go week to week, but it does seem like with the structure, it is very, very intentional because I do feel like you needed all 3 episodes in order for it to really have a bow on it, and that it was a 3-hour epic adventure as opposed to just 3 separate ones for each episode. It was truly episode 1 was the beginning, episode 2 was the middle, and episode 3 was the end. We'll keep monitoring it as we go through these blocks because it will be 3 episodes every single week. And we'll see how that structure keeps on going, and maybe we still like it after when we get to the end, or maybe we start to maybe lose this way a little bit. Like, man, we really wish we could have gone week to week. This could have been a good ending here. This could have been good cliffhanger, blah blah blah. But yeah, I'm excited to go on this ride with y'all. So comment below, let me know your thoughts on Andor Season 2. Do you like the structure? Do you not? Let me know. Get down in the comment section. If you made it this far within a review, please leave a like. I do greatly appreciate it. And hit that subscribe button as I am trying to grow into my YouTube career. We're almost halfway to monetization. We are 1 subscriber away from halfway to monetization. So help me get to the halfway point and help me start the second half strong. So hit that subscribe button as I am trying to grow into my YouTube career. And until next time, guys, I'll see you here at Lemon Studios.